You're listening to a New York Yankees episode of the Jacob Valk Show. He's breaking down the team's latest goings-on as only he can. Follow him on Twitter at RealJacobValk. Here he is, Jacob Valk.
Hello, Yankees fans! Welcome to another New York Yankees episode of the Jacob Valk Show. I am the Jacob Valk, and you're not. The turnaround that the Yankees have had from early last month to now is nothing short of mind-boggling. Think about this. The Yankees played a doubleheader with the Mets on July 4th. They lost the first game of that doubleheader. They were 41-41. Now, a month and a half later, they are 72-52. They have vaulted themselves into the playoffs. There is no doubt in my mind that the Yankees are a playoff team. If you were to tell me a month and a half ago that this is where the Yankees would be on August 23rd, I would have said you were nuts. Realize, I was advocating for them to sell off all their pieces. I wanted everyone gone. I didn't think they'd be able to trade for Gallo for peanuts. I didn't think they'd be able to trade for Rizzo for peanuts. Give Brian Cashman a ton of credit. I mean, not for nothing, but just 10 days ago, I was calling for the Yankees to fire Aaron Boone. Now the Yankees have won 9 straight. They're the hottest team in baseball. This is an unbelievable turnaround. This is the kind of thing that you'd only see in a Hollywood movie after a ringer comes in and rallies the team. I mean, think about this. The Yankees have beaten 4 teams during this 9-game winning streak. They beat 4 teams in 5 days. And they've beaten some really good teams along the way. The White Sox, Angels, Red Sox, and Twins. The White Sox and Red Sox are good teams. You know, people are saying, hey, the Yankees can catch the Rays. They're only 4.5 games out. The division is in sight. It's not impossible that the Yankees can catch the Rays, but to be honest with you, if they don't, I won't bang tables over it. Since the expansion of the wild card, 3 wild card teams have made the World Series. The Giants and Royals in 2014 and the Nationals in 2019. Would you like to have home field advantage? The answer is yes. Is it a necessity? The answer is no. Just get into the playoffs and a million things can happen. I gotta be honest with you. With Garrett Cole on the mound, I feel confident about my chances in a 1-game playoff against the Red Sox or the Athletics. The Yankees right now are playing the best baseball that they've played all year. And that bodes incredibly well for them. It's much better to peak late than it is to peak early. Think about it this way. The Yankees have peaked late. They're in the playoffs. the Mets peaked early. They were 10 games over 500 after June 16th. They're now 2 games under 500. And they have no chance on this earth to make the playoffs. Made me look like an idiot. I said that the Mets would make the playoffs. This is what the Mets do. They just choke late in the season. But I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. The way the Yankees are playing right now, you'd be hard-pressed to not look at them as a World Series contender. I mean, on paper, they're better than the Rays. I understand that we said that last year, but that was in a 60-game season. Even though the Yankees have gotten some great contributions from guys like Nestor Cortez and Luis Gil, the rotation is still a question mark behind Garrett Cole once you hit October. You have no idea how these guys are going to pitch. The thing is, though, you look at that Rays lineup, no one really terrifies me. You've got to respect Meadows, but he doesn't terrify me. You've got to respect Lau, but he doesn't terrify me. You've got to respect Zunino, but he doesn't terrify me. Randy Arozarena and Nelson Cruz terrify me, but the point is that the Rays lineup, I don't think is set up to take advantage of the Yankees' shaky rotation. And when you look at the Rays pitching, outside of Shane McClanahan, it falls off a cliff. You're going to see a lot of openers, a lot of bullpen games. I trust this Yankees lineup if they're going up against the Rays bullpen, or any bullpen. I may pick the Yankees in that series. Then in the ALCS, they take on either the Astros or White Sox. How great would that be? A Yankees-Astros ALCS. For the third time in 5 years. The stadium would be insane. If you're an Astros fan, and you want to go to those games in the Bronx, don't wear any team apparel. You're going to get hounded like crazy. I'm not saying that's right, I'm just saying that's what's going to happen. My favorite people are the people who sit in the bleachers in the opposing team's apparel. What do you expect is going to happen when you do that? You're going to get ripped on. You're going to get booed. You're going to get yelled at. If you're a Twins fan and you wanted to go to this series that just happened, buy a non-bleachers ticket. No one will begrudge you for that. If you support your team the right way and you're not sitting in the bleachers, you're not going to get too much heat. But I don't care what you're doing. If you're supporting the opposing team in the bleachers, you're going to get ripped on. If it's a Yankees-Astros ALCS, and there is an Astros fan in the bleachers, may God have mercy on that man's soul. If it's the White Sox, it'll be less hostile. The Astros, oh my God. There's a part of me that would want to see it. Even though the Yankees have had no success against the Astros as of recently, there's a part of me that would want to see another Yankees-Astros ALCS. To experience that, to be in the stadium during that ALCS, now that we know what the Astros were doing in 2017, the chance of revenge is just too great for me to not salivate over it. There is another element to address, though. How far do the Yankees need to get for Aaron Boone to be safe? Or is Boone safe no matter what? Does this turnaround that we've seen save Boone's job? Or does he need to still make it far in the postseason? Before I say anything, let me say that I want you to tell me what you think. Tweet at me, at RealJacobValk. Leave a comment on YouTube if you're watching this on YouTube. Get in touch with me because I'd love to hear what you think about this. But I'll say this personally. I think Boone still needs to win a pennant to save his job. Regular season success isn't enough. Making the playoffs isn't enough. We know that the Yankees can make the playoffs. It wasn't looking likely in early July, but you know what? The Yankees turned things around. They traded for Gallo, they traded for Rizzo. Those guys galvanized the team. And now they're a playoff team. Them making the playoffs doesn't impress me. Them winning the wild card game doesn't impress me. Them winning the ALDS doesn't impress me. You know what would impress me? The Yankees' first pennant since 2009. It's been over a decade since I've seen the Yankees in the World Series. That's an eternity in Yankees land. I'm not saying he needs to win it, because the Giants are a great team, the Dodgers are a great team, and the Brewers are a great team. But I said before the season that this was pennant or bust for Boone and Cashman. Cashman, I feel like his seat has cooled down. If the Yankees make the ALCS, I feel like Cashman stays. If the Yankees get bounced in the ALDS, fire Cashman. Okay, it's not enough to make the playoffs. Maybe that's enough for a team like the Reds or the Braves. Even the Athletics, not the Yankees. 12 years without a pennant is long enough. If I was Hal Steinbrenner, if the Yankees are eliminated in the ALDS or worse, I'm firing Cashman and Boone. If the Yankees are eliminated in the ALCS, I'm firing Boone. If the Yankees win the pennant, everyone's safe. This is it. It's make or break time. Brian Cashman put together a team on paper that's good enough to do very special things in a month and a half. It's up to Boone to put those pieces together into a team that actually will do something special in a month and a half. If Boone can't do that, or if this team falls apart, changes will need to be made. But I'll say this, as of right now, I'd be hard-pressed to bet against the Yankees. You'll get another Yankees show next week. Regular episodes of the Jacob Valk Show come your way every weekday afternoon. Until next time, I'm Jacob Valk, and always remember, if you disagree with me, you're wrong.